Welcome to All Set for Sunday, a podcast for busy and distracted Catholics to be a little more prepared for Sunday Mass. My name is Scott Williams. My co-host is Jeff Traylor. How are you, Jeff?
I'm great. Howdy-ho, Scott.
Heidi ho. And our guest today is Father James Brockmeier. How are you, Father?
Hello.
What is that picture, that painting behind you?
It is Jesus
Mary.
with Martha and Mary.
Oh, what a great passage.
Yeah,
Good one.
I think so.
Well, I'm
I
glad
have a
we
lot
all
of
agree.
I have a lot of images from my favorite Bible verses around the room.
Nice.
I enjoy art.
Yeah. Are you an artist yourself?
No skill.
Just appreciate it.
Yep.
Praise God. All right, Jeff, do you want to do our ad read?
Yeah, we have a nice new advertiser.
New sponsor.
New sponsor.
Oh,
New sponsor alert.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam. You got it? There it is. New sponsor alert. I'm trying to make it shorter because last time I had one of these ads, Scott had some critiques.
Well,
for me
they
that
only
was-
pay for a 30-second ad read, and that one was 4 minutes and 55 seconds.
It was not that long. I didn't even read it all.
Check the tape.
All right. Our sponsor this week, introducing Air Our Fathers, heavenly comfort for every step. Are you a devout Catholic priest who's tired of sore feet during long sermons and blessed missions? Well, I've got some divine news for you. Step into the world of holy footwear with Air Our Fathers, the ultimate heavenly shoe. Our shoes come in a variety of heavenly colors: cardinal red, pope white, and heavenly gold. And fear not, for these miracles of footwear are designed to match your sacred vestments flawlessly, ensuring you look as dashing as ever during your holy duties. But that's not all, dear priests. Air Our Fathers are also equipped with Archangel arches, which offer unparalleled support to keep your feet feeling blessed throughout the day. Say goodbye to foot fatigue and hello to divine comfort. So take the leap of faith and elevate your shoe game to a heavenly level. Order a pair of Air Our Fathers today and let your feet experience the divine touch. Remember, when it comes to footwear, you deserve nothing but the holiest of shoes. Air Our Fathers, where comfort meets divine fashion.
Holy duties.
wow.
So thanks for that new sponsor.
Yeah.
The Air Our Father.
Go to airourfathers.net.
Whoart.net.
Yep. Who.art.
Yeah.
All right. 2-minute drill.
Gosh, I got a lot going on here. Hold on. I'm definitely more prepared for the ad read than I am the 2-minute drill. My apologies. But our first reading today comes from second. Did we introduce our guest?
I did.
We did.
We
Yeah.
talked about
Maybe I
James,
missed
then
it.
we talked about how he loves art.
Oh yeah.
And I think that was
And Air Art Fathers.
and that he isn't a good artist himself. Quick.
That's right. I was looking up the ad read. My apologies.
No
I'm
problem.
sorry I've been a little distant. I've been buying a pair of Air Our Fathers the last couple minutes.
What color?
I wanted to match my green vestments because it's ordinary time right now.
I don't know.
But we'll see how it goes, and maybe I'll get one in each color.
Yeah.
There you go.
They're reversible.
Reversible shoes. And
I love the little wings on the side.
yeah.
They look great.
It's got a pump.
And the Archangel arches.
Remember pumps?
Yes.
Like the little
man.
tongue?
Pump. Oh,
Oh my!
I owned a pair. They were great. I owned a pair like way later than anybody should have. But like in the 2010s, I bought a pair at this, like, anyway. that's a
Well,
long
let's
story.
get pumped up for the readings.
There it is. See, we just needed a good segue. That's all we were waiting on. All right. Our first reading comes from 2 Kings. And it talks about the Israelites coming to the desert of Sinai and pitching their camp. And while there, Moses goes up the mountain, speaks to the Lord. Lord calls to him, tells him that the Israelites they've escaped the Egyptians, they've gotten away, they've come here, and they're responsible still for keeping the covenant because they are the Lord's special possession, dearer to him than most on earth. They are his chosen people. So we see them identified as those chosen people. Our responsorial psalm, we are his people, the sheep of his flock, which is a nice little hearken, if you will, to that first reading. It's like they did it on purpose. And our second reading comes from Romans chapter 5, 6-11. And it reminds us that while we were still helpless, And it really emphasizes that point, that Christ, while we were helpless, went ahead and helped us. He came here, he sacrificed himself, he died for the just, he died for those who could not raise themselves up, so that he could provide his love for us, so that he could provide and be present for us. And now we have that responsibility to follow him, recognize that we are reconciled in his sacrifice. In our gospel reading, the gospel comes from Matthew chapter 9:36 to 10:8. Sorry, 9:36 to 10:8. Sorry.
You're forgiven.
Thank you. At the sight of the crowds, Jesus' heart was moved with pity for them, because they were troubled and abandoned, like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, "The harvest is abundant, but the laborers are few. So ask the master of the harvest to send out laborers for his harvest." Then he summoned his 12 disciples and gave them authority over unclean spirits to drive them out and cure every disease and every illness. The names of the 12 apostles are these: first, Simon, called Peter, and his brother Andrew, James, the son of Zebedee, and his brother John, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew, the tax collector, James, the son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus, Simon from Cana, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. Jesus sent out these 12 after instructing them thus: "Do not go into pagan territory or enter into a Samaritan town. Go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. As you go, make this proclamation: the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Cure the sick, raise the dead, cleanse the lepers, drive out demons. Without cost you have received, without cost you are to give."
This is the official passage of parish search committees, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh,
Guess you're wondering.
This is a good one for when you need new members to discern joining your council.
Yeah. Father James, did Jeff get anything wrong?
no,
No? Did you guys do a sequence at your parish last weekend?
we did.
Good job. Proud of you.
Thanks.
Did you do it at all the masses?
Yes,
Good.
but we did there's an option to do the long form and the shorter form.
Yeah,
And I will admit that we sang the shorter form, but at every mass.
that's fine.
That's great.
Yeah.
Jeff and I are big sequence guys.
Big
Great.
time sequence guys. Love a sequence. And I don't want to say I was denied a sequence last week, but like the mass I went to did not have a sequence, and I
Man,
was very disappointed.
Yep.
So anyway,
Well, what are you preaching on this weekend?
well, I was really struck, and it's so wonderful that we had the ad read about the. I'm going to bring it into everything. I'm so excited about these new shoes.
you don't think we pitched that ad on purpose because of the readings? Come on.
Yeah, that's great. I'm really excited about the Air Our Fathers because I'm a priest, and the ad read was specifically for priests, and so I can imagine there's a lot of bummed people right now because they are interested in Air Our Fathers, but they think to themselves, I'm not a part of the kingdom of priests, but that's not what our first reading from the book of Exodus says. It says, you shall be to me a kingdom of priests, a holy nation. And this is from the book of Exodus. And, we hear the calling of the apostles, and we hear about the apostles in the gospel today. And, what I'm thinking about as I'm preparing for my homily is what it means for all of the faithful to be a kingdom of priests eligible to purchase Air Our Fathers. And because when we are baptized, we are baptized, all of us, priest, prophet, and king. And so there is this priesthood of the faithful that's really important for us to understand, that how it is that we are all considered priests, and maybe how that is similar and different to the priesthood that we think about, those of us who wear the black shirts with the white collars, and the Air Our Fathers.
Hey, Father.
What week are you on?
What? Am I the one that messed this up?
I don't know.
11th Sunday in ordinary time.
Yeah.
First reading, 2 Kings.
11th Sunday in ordinary time.
Yeah.
2023.
Uh,
Yeah, what's the reading you're reading?
I'm reading Exodus 19, 2-6a, which is what the
Are you in the right cycle, Father?
is the USCCB website in the wrong cycle.
I don't know. Do they have a
I'm in.
no.
You read the same gospel I was looking at.
This is weird. It's great podcasting.
Yeah. Yep. Well,
Everybody pay attention. We promise we know.
well,
what
go
we're
on.
doing.
Go on with the Exodus.
What is the first reading that you have for 11th Sunday in ordinary time?
2 Kings chapter 4, 8-11, 14-16a.
Is that wrong?
Well,
Or a
Well,
little book's wrong.
I think a little. book's
let
wrong.
me go get my study lectionary.
Ooh.
Well, no, I think you're right. I think he's right.
Or just our books are wrong.
I think our books are wrong.
Yeah.
I think our book that we will not be named is wrong.
Oh, the second reading was right.
The second reading's right.
The second reading and the gospel was right.
Yeah, I think there was a misprint.
You know what I've learned here, Scott?
What?
That when you asked the priest if I got anything wrong, they weren't paying a lick of attention to what I said. That's what I've learned.
Let's turn this back around on the priest. Yeah.
I'm not actually getting things right. I'm just being ignored. You are correct with the reading. I was wrong. What did Jeff get wrong? Oh, he read and recapped the entire wrong first reading.
Whoops.
But I like your priest, prophet, king conversations, and that all of us can wear our fathers. So
Yeah.
you're trying to figure out why we're wrong.
Yeah.
You know, we're recording the videos now too.
Yeah. That is the first reading for none of the 11th Sundays in ordinary time.
Perfect.
I don't know where you got that.
That's all right. Anyways,
A book that shall not be named.
Hope everybody's really enjoying this content. But
riveting.
so
The
where
good
was
news-
I?
We were listening to you more than you listened to me. But
Man, oh man.
the call of all of us to become priest, prophet, and king. Now
You would
we
have really loved this first reading too, because it talks about well, I should tell people about it. The first reading is from
Yeah.
Exodus. And it says, in those days, the Israelites came to the desert of Sinai and pitched camp. While Israel was encamped here in front of the mountain, Moses went up the mountain to God. The Lord called to him and said, "Thus shall you say to the house of Jacob, tell the Israelites, you have seen for yourselves how I treated the Egyptians and how I bore you up on eagle's wings and brought you here to myself. Therefore, if you hearken to my voice and keep my covenant, you shall be my possession, dearer to me than all the people. Though all the earth is mine, you shall be to me a kingdom of priests, a holy nation."
Wait, that is the reading I recapped, except for the eagle's wings. So either those two readings just happen to exist in these two places, and or the I don't know. Yeah, it was when you started talking about priest, prophet, and king.
Is that not at the end? You shall be to me a kingdom of priests, a holy nation?
It's at the very end. Yeah.
Kingdom of priests. Yeah, sorry. This is crazy. This is the riveting content that everybody's here for.
Anyways, not only twice you didn't listen to him
What?
because he did recap it.
So I was listening to him.
Were you? You're under oath.
Okay.
Anyways, go ahead. Priest, kingdom of priests, a holy nation.
So all of those who have been baptized are priest, prophet, and king. And the priests of the Old Testament, the image of priests that the people in the book of Exodus would have had, that the people of Jesus' time would have been the priests who in the tabernacle in the desert or in the temple in Jerusalem would have stood at the altars offering sacrifices to God. And by offering sacrifices to God, they would have asked God for mercy. They would have asked God to sanctify the world. And so all of us, all of the baptized, have this part of our lives where we offer to God, we make offering to God, and we ask that God, and God through us sanctifies the world around us. And this part of us where we ask God for mercy. And so each of us are called by our baptism to be people who offer our lives, offer things in our life to God as part of our relationship with him. And this is part of our baptismal priesthood. And so, for example, if we are praying for something sincerely, if we're asking that God help someone that we know or bring healing into someone's life, one of the things that we can do is we can make some sacrifice for them. And I don't mean, get an altar out and make something look like a little pagan sacrifice, but we can offer some fasting. We can offer some time of prayer for them. We can offer up some suffering in our own life for them. And we can do the same, of course, for the souls that are in purgatory. And that offering up is part of our baptismal priesthood that we all receive in baptism.
What
and of
about
course
the baptismal prophet and baptismal king part of things?
Sure. So as prophet, we are all called to proclaim the good news. One of the beautiful prayers at baptism is the Ephatha prayer that comes at the end of baptism. May the Lord soon touch your lips that you may proclaim his word, and touch your ears that you may receive his word. We are baptized so that we might be proclaimers of God's word, people who evangelize, people who tell people about the Lord. And so we are called to be prophetic in proclaiming the gospel. We are called to be priestly in offering sacrifice to God, the sacrifice of our life to God. And also as priests to sanctify the world around us. We sanctify our work by offering it to God, by dedicating what we do to God. We sanctify our families by encouraging each other to prayer, by encouraging each other to holiness. We bring sanctification into the world by our own sanctity, by transforming our own lives. And the king piece is, I've always seen that as connected to our service. So a king is someone that is at the service of his people, who cares for his subjects. And so we are kings, we are kingly, following our baptism, when we care for others, when we try to make the lives of those around us better.
Love it. Good work.
Yes, King. I like it. Yas, King.
Yes.
Yes. Anything else?
I figured out what happened.
Okay.
The reading.
Oh, good. I've been on the edge of my seat.
So in our books that shall not be named,
Uh-huh.
the reading was correct. The numbers up top were from the 13th Sunday in Ordinary Time. So stay tuned, listeners, because come the 13th Sunday in Ordinary Time, I'll actually be reading that reading.
Okay.
And the numbers are correct there, and the reading is correct there. So, and everyone should really get excited, because we all know that is one of my favorite weekends of the liturgical year. 4th of July weekend. When I get to talk about patriotic music, but stay tuned. Teaser.
Oh man.
Little teaser. No, I think first off, good for you. I love when we hear that people are going to preach about the first reading. And
Great.
huh?
Great.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think it's different and unique, and I think it's awesome. It'd be easy to talk 12 apostles, but I like that you went throwback. That's good work. Is that actually what you're going to preach about, or you preaching
Yeah,
it?
I mean, I'm going to include talking about the apostles,
Ah,
because if you think that, the apostles in the time that Jesus was alive, the kinds of things that they did, the kinds of things that they were learning, these are not things that are only for their apostolic ministry or priestly ministry. That they are seeing Jesus heal, that they are learning to proclaim the gospel, that they are learning, they're really learning to be Christians. They're not just, it's not just priest training ground. It's they're training to be followers of Christ.
perfect.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Should we do the dumb questions now?
Yeah. Let's do. I love that
Great.
part.
He always gets a little nervous when we.
Well, it's nerve-wracking.
We haven't asked you a tough question yet, Father.
We've asked him some hard ones.
I know.
No, wait a minute. I still remember
once.
You
that
what?
you tried to catch me and not knowing the difference between Advent and Lent. Ever since then, I've been on the edge.
Yeah.
I think we've also asked some really tough ones in the past. I love to watch you squirm, but anyway.
Great.
All right, dumb questions. My first question, this was a holdover from a previous podcast where we just ran out of time and I didn't, but it's a neutral one that I can ask any priest. I really like.
Got bumped.
Yeah. So as a pastor, like you are,
Mhm.
you end up oftentimes like you're trained as in this pastoral ministry and then just have to become a CEO instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's lots of stuff that like you have to do because it's your responsibility. You probably just don't want to do. My question for you is, what are like in an ideal week, if you got to just do like an ideal week of priestly ministry or one day, we'll even just say one day, ideal day of priestly ministry, and like the other things that are your like responsibilities, the CEO type stuff, if it didn't get done, nothing would be any different. Like you'd be fine. It was just taken care of. What would that day look like?
Wow.
Like your
That is
ideal
a big
day of
question.
priestly ministry. Yeah.
Man. I would say some things that I would love to be part of it. Let's say that,
Yeah.
rather than
that's
like a
easier.
running through a schedule.
Yeah, I don't need that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, every day I have mass. Okay. So mass, I think on my ideal day, it would be in the evening.
Okay.
I like evening daily mass a lot. Kind of brings together the day. I really love going over and getting a chance to talk to our elementary school students about the questions that they have about the faith.
That's awesome.
Our students, they tend to write questions down on pieces of paper, put them in a box, and they say, "Father, you need to come because we have lots of questions in the box." I love doing that. I love teaching. That's one of my favorite things to do. I would say, I also, I think I would have let's assume this is going to be a busy day. Okay.
Yeah.
Packed to the brim.
So whatever
I'd like to have somebody for spiritual direction during that day. I really enjoy being a spiritual director. And really diving into helping someone see and understand their relationship with God and grow in their relationship with God. There are not many priests would probably give you this answer, but I actually really do enjoy marriage preparation. And I think I would want to have a marriage preparation appointment during that day. That's going to be a hot take, okay? Among priests. There have been times when I've had couples who are just really open to exploring marriage and to engaging in what they need to grow in to be married and to be a good married couple.
Yeah.
And having those really good, open, honest conversations are some of the best experiences of priesthood for me.
That's awesome.
Um,
All right, it's a pretty full day. You got anything else?
yeah, it's a pretty full day. Every Wednesday here at St. Mary's, we have benediction and night prayer.
Mm.
And we have a really great crew that gets together and prays that together. And it's beautiful. And at the end of the day. So I think I would want that to end my day.
Beautiful.
I'd be happy to, go be with someone. It's hard to say that I want someone to die on my ideal day, right? Like you can't say that. But
if the
like
opportunity to give last rites came up,
yeah, I would like.
You'd take it.
It's hard to say that would be ideal.
Yeah, you wouldn't ignore it like you normally do.
Oh man.
You've also just listed out probably 10 times more work than most priests do in a day. So this is.
I don't think that's true.
I'm joking.
What do most priests not like about marriage prep?
Yeah, I
Spill the
probably just
tea.
got priest in trouble there, didn't I? I would say that sometimes marriage prep can be a challenge. First of all, there's a lot of paperwork in marriage prep. And sometimes marriage prep can be a challenge. It depends on the openness of the couple to really engage. And it's like many things. If you're preparing to get married and you are really excited about marriage and open to reflection and open to learning about marriage and growing in what it means to be a married couple, marriage prep can be a really great experience for you and for the priest. But if you see it as something to check off the list, I think that's when it, like the experience of a couple that, and I feel very lucky. I don't feel like I experience this very much. But I know that it can be frustrating when it's not engaged.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd say.
All right. Second dumb question. It's really, which as you were answering your last dumb question, I was like, man, this is really going to rain on this parade. But you said all those great things about your ideal day. You just got a new job.
I did just get a new job. I'll start that new job on July 5th.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but you are, I'm going to make up things here, but I think I got most of it. You are going to be now the pastor of the cathedral.
Yes. And
Correct?
that person is called the rector. So I'll be the rector of the cathedral.
The rector of the cathedral and the director of liturgy and worship for the archdiocese.
Yes, the title of the position is director of the office of worship.
Okay.
But basically what you just said. Yeah.
Does that make you a vicar?
I don't know.
No.
Not in the way that, so like there's a vicar general.
Yeah.
And there's vicar is not a part of the title for that at all.
Do you get extra special letters after your name now?
No.
You're still just Reverend James Brockmeier?
No. So being rector of the cathedral makes you very reverend. So does, thanks for your excitement, Scott.
That's my favorite title.
Yeah, very.
So
reverend.
does being a dean.
Yes.
Right. So the deans and then the rector of the cathedral are very reverend.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we always say about them. They're very reverend.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, are you excited about this?
Yes, I am very excited.
Very selfishly, I am excited for this as well because you're going to be nearby and maybe we can hang out more often. And I'm excited.
Yeah,
about
that's definitely going to be a great piece being back in Indianapolis. I'm going to miss. I've been here in Rushville for 5 years, and I'm really going to miss being here. But I'm also excited to be back in Indianapolis. Yeah. So there's another piece to my assignment. Ooh. I'm also going to be for any of our Butler listeners out there. Hopefully, if we don't have them, we will. I'm going to be the chaplain, the priest chaplain to Butler University.
Really nice.
Yes. Go Bulldogs.
Bulldog Absolutely. Catholic. Is that what it is?
It's called Butler Catholic. That's the Butler Catholic community.
Got it.
That's what we're calling it.
All right. Last dumb question. This one popped up as we were talking apostles. Give me your Mount Rushmore of apostles.
Okay.
Embrace debate. Here we go.
So the
Mount
four
Rushmore of
best apostles.
Just the four you put on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Well, two of them are pretty clear, it seems. We've got John, the
okay.
beloved.
John
the beloved.
Okay.
Okay. He seems to, he is very close to Jesus, a model of what it means to be close to Jesus.
He's fast.
He's fast. Yeah. And then a little bit slower than John, but still loved. I'll go with Peter. So John and Peter have to be up there.
All right.
On Mount Rushmore, Peter, upon that rock, Jesus built his church.
Yes.
That's gotta mean something. Also the one that learned the most from his mistakes. We gotta love that.
Yes.
This next one is not very difficult for me. My patron saint, James, the son of Zebedee. Okay.
John's brother. The Sons of Thunder. You got to get them up there.
A son of thunder. Yep. And I would imagine you would get a little bit of debate with 3 and 4. But my patron saint is a no-brainer for my top 4. I'm gonna go with Thomas.
Ooh, doubting Thomas.
Yeah. Thomas, he just goes for it, and he says, "My Lord and my God," and I think that that's great. He did doubt, but he was able to touch the wound of Jesus and proclaim that he was all in, my Lord and my God.
All right.
So
it's
that's
good
my
Mount
Mount Rushmore.
Everybody email Father James if you have criticisms of his Mount Rushmore of apostles.
Yeah, I want to meet the person who puts Thaddeus on their Mount Rushmore.
Ooh. Hot take. I think I might put Paul on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what I said. I know what I said.
I wasn't even thinking about Paul.
I know. See, you got to get outside the box.
There's a Taco Bell 1.3 miles away from your new house.
Thank you.
You've probably never eaten there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There are lots of food options in Indianapolis. So I'm hoping to choose Taco Bell a little bit less often.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it'll happen.
I have a friend who often says to me, I'll go, we'll be lucky enough to go out, have a nice meal, go to like St. Elmo's, right? And afterwards she'll be like, "How was it?" And I'll be like, "Oh, it was incredible. It was so great." And she was like, "Yeah, but was it like $85 better than Taco Bell?" And I'm always like, "Oh man, that's actually a really tough question to answer."
They didn't have Baja Blast.
This was awesome, Father. Thank you for stumbling through our not knowing what we're reading.
Yeah.
It's all right.
So, thanks, Father. Bye.